What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be talking about products you don't want to sell on Amazon, because a lot of people are wondering what is the best product you want, and I think what's more important than that is what products you don't want to sell, because once you buy let's say 500 to 1,000 units of that product, you're stuck with that, unless you want to sell it off, doing that through eBay, or you just want to dispose it. I definitely recommend that you just find a product that's not going to be an issue in the future. And yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go over it and just kind of help you guys out with this. And yeah, let's just do it. So, seasonal products, that's the number one thing that I had a struggle with in the beginning. I picked a product that was extremely failed. Extremely failure. God, I can't talk today. It was an extremely big failure of a product. I cannot speak. You know what I'm saying, though. It was a failure because of that, just because it was a seasonal product. And honestly, the only way you can really check it is just by looking at keyword ad planner. Like I always suggest to you guys, go on Google, use keyword ad planner. It's really effective on finding search volume for your products. It's super important, super key. If you guys have not seen it before, or if you're new to my channel, I can basically just show you. So Google Trends is pretty simple. I mean, you obviously just type in Google Trends, right? It's free, and you gotta have a Google account. And once you do that, you just find your product. So let's say your product is yoga blocks. You just type yoga blocks in, and then you click over here and hit worldwide. Instead of doing that, you want to go to United States, because obviously we're selling in the US market. And then make sure that this is past 5 years. You want to see the actual patterns within 5 years, not just by 1 year, because the answers will vary. But as you can see, it's kind of healthy if there's spikes like this, but obviously you want to look out for something that's like huge, like crazy. You don't want to be having like this is okay, this is totally fine. But if you start to see like a huge wave, like a huge downward spiral after summer, or maybe it goes up really high during December, which it always does, but you don't see much traffic after that, then that's something that you probably want to look into and make sure that you guys don't jump into that product before you actually start buying it. Because you will do exactly what I did, which is buy a product that is very low demand throughout the entire year, except for maybe 2 months in the year, right? So don't want to do that. Make sure you guys are making safe, calculated risks, picking a product that for a fact will sell, and that's all I go around. And that's pretty much all there really is to this. Obviously, Amazon's really complex, and there's a lot of tricks that I use to, make sure that I have a banger listing. I come out of the gates, winning and beating my competition, because I love doing this genuinely. I love making a badass product page. That's just what I focus on. Why does it always do that every time I make a video? But anyway, so just focus on that. Seasonal products, Google Trends, use this. This is your best friend, okay? So you don't want to be having a lot of negative reviews on your products, because obviously the more reviews you have for your product, the more credible you look as a popular seller. And obviously I'm talking about positive reviews, not negative. If you have negative reviews, you're going to be basically persuading people to not buy your product, right? So products that are easily breaking during shipping, this is going to cost you money in the end, because obviously you want to have a credible reputation as a seller. The more reviews that are positive, the better. And if you have a lot of returns, that's going to really rack up your negative reviews, and you don't want to be having that in the future of your selling your product, especially when you go deep down in that kind of niche or that product, and you want to like start a brand, right? That's just not a good idea to do. So third thing is clothing and merch. I usually avoid this at all costs. I don't know why. I just never really had what's the word? I never really cared to be looking at these. I see those all the time in the web app on Journal Scout, and I just I don't even look at them anymore. I just sweep past them. They're pretty pointless. There's 2 reasons. One, because clothing's a really hard thing to sell. There's a lot of dominating brands in there. Obviously there's a lot of big brands in the clothing game. We're just regular third-party sellers. We're not gonna be able to actually make a brand out of clothing, that quickly to get that much exposure and, create a brand. That's really almost impossible. It's high expectations for you and I, just average people who are trying to sell products on Amazon. So what I recommend is you find products like toys, something that you could use, like beauty. I really recommend, guys, my top recommendation right now is try to get into the beauty category. The reason why is because there's so many high selling products, but because most of the products, they go on people's faces, there's a restriction on people having to get into that, and which basically that means is that there's a higher entry barrier to getting into that niche and selling it, which means aka less competition. So you don't have to worry about having this big 1,000 review guy messing with you, because it's way less saturated in that niche. So when you guys see clothing in the Jungle Web app, just skip through it. That's pretty much what I do. And also, a little quick note: no one's gonna want to buy clothing from a cheap supplier, especially from China. That's just not what anyone wants to wear. This is clothing that people are gonna actually wear. So no one's gonna want to have cheap garbage, right? So just look out for that. Also, you guys don't want to be doing any fads. So a good example of this is the fidget spinners. I know a lot of people who banked on this product when it was popping before. I think it was like early July it started, and maybe late April, I think. But basically, people jumped on this because they started to realize that it was everywhere. It was on news. It was on everything. Facebook, social media. And so they jumped on that, and they took a bet, and they put a lot of money into it. And they basically, almost quadrupled whatever they put in, and they got that back. But the sad part of it is that the people that did that, they were expecting that they were going to be selling even more the next month, and that's exactly when fidget spinners died down. Because as you guys know, fidget spinners was huge. It was like everyone's talking about it, and then all of a sudden, nobody was talking about it at all. So, fads are basically products that are just extremely high trending, for a short amount of time, just short term, and then obviously over the long term, they're just not important products. It's just a gimmick, right? So don't be focusing on any kind of products like that. These solar eclipse glasses are the exact same kind of example we're looking at. People have been, there was issues with that. People were being products that were recalled because there were actual solar eclipse glasses. So you got to be careful when you're actually selling a product that has some kind of benefit like that. Just save yourself the hassle, save yourself the time, save yourself the money. Don't go for fads. Obviously, if you jump in early, you're going to get a good amount of money, but you never know when it's going to die out. And I'm sure no one knew that fidget spinners were going to die out that quick either. So just look out for that. Dangerous products, right? So banned products in FBA. This is a good example. Water bottles, stuff like that. I don't mess around with anything that requires any kind of policy rules. Anything that people, consume with their stomachs, eat. Anything that they put their food in or liquids in, I don't mess around with any of that stuff. I basically mess around with the most generic, basic product that people could not kill themselves with, if that makes sense. It's a product that no one can really hurt themselves. They can't, consume something bad. The material can't damage the person in some way. Every time you guys pick a dangerous product, you guys are just opening yourself up for liability issues, and I don't want you guys to go through that because that is very nerve-wracking. Don't cut corners and pick a dangerous product. Nothing like guns or anything like that. I've seen those a lot, and don't pick those. That's you want to be safer than sorry, right? So obviously, when you're going through patent trademarks, you will obviously just look for that product that you are selling, and then look to see if it's on there. And if it's not on there, you're pretty much good to go. It's straightforward. And that's about it. So make sure you guys don't have any patents on your product or trademarked. If they seem very, very generic, or maybe you're jumping into a product that only one person is selling one particular type and no one else is selling it, that's a huge red flag. If you see any kind of inconsistencies like that, make sure you guys do your research, because I don't want you guys to mess up and potentially lose money. That's not cool. That's not fun. So last step. The last thing is tobacco, smoking, pipes, grinders, weed, anything that's kind of a sketchy product, kind of like those gun straps, like I kind of said earlier. Anything with tobacco-related products, those are the reason why you don't want to pick those is because there is kind of issues with them in terms of policy. But not only that, but you're also losing your sales, your potential, because basically the amount of people that actually do that versus the people that don't do it, it's very high. And the fact that you're basically limiting yourself from a very small niche of people, which basically means you're going to be lowering the amount of sales you're going to be making with that product, because you have such a very specific niche for a very specific type of person, right? So you want to open up the range of people that you can actually give this product to, or actually give value with this product to. And, obviously there's so many people that don't mess around with these products that you're basically just you're cutting the amount of people you're selling by like half, right? So that's obviously just a thrown up number, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, hopefully you guys like these tips. Hopefully you guys like these, knowledge I'm bringing you guys. Hopefully I'm giving you guys value in every single video. That's what I try to go for every single time. Our channel has been growing like crazy. I started with 0 subs literally a week ago, and now I'm up to 152 subscribers within a week. I'm pretty blown away by that, because I've never seen a YouTuber grow this fast before. So we are on track to do great things. And you know what? I honestly have plans. I have real big plans of, changing the whole YouTube game, honestly. And I want to help people out. I want to have an impact. I want to make. I honestly, my biggest thing in life right now is I want to impact as many people as I possibly can, and I want to make as many of you guys that are watching my video right now. I want to make you guys millionaires, like straight up, legit. I want to make you guys a millionaire. I obviously cannot guarantee that, just like anyone else can't guarantee that, but that's gonna be my main goal in this entire channel. I want to connect with you guys. I'm a normal guy. I want you guys to relate to me and see what it's like to grow as a person and grow as an entrepreneur, grow as a seller, and just kind of follow my journey and just see where I go in life. And I'm definitely going to change as a person. I'm definitely going to evolve, obviously not for the negative, obviously for the better. And it's going to be really cool for you guys to see that, and I'm really excited for it too, so stay tuned. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm always going to be coming back at you. I comment really quickly, you guys know that. And yeah, just keep them coming. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.